Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lakeside. So this video is going to be in two parts. This is the first part, obviously, and the second part will come maybe a week, 2 weeks time, not sure. And it's going to be about a locomotive which you haven't seen on the layout for quite a few months now. And it's not British outline, it's American. And the loco in question is the Big Boy. Now the Big Boy was given to me probably about 6-7 years ago, something like that, by a lovely chap, Sparky 107 David. And he gave that to me free of charge. He shipped it over, all at his cost. And such an incredible guy, so kind, really kind fella. And David, if you're watching this, it's a beautiful logo. I love it to bits. But after this time, I thought, you know what? I need to treat this and do something nice to it. Not that it wasn't nice before, it was beautiful. But I thought I could do something better than this. So for the last 9 months, I've been sitting patiently waiting for this to come back from where I sent it off to. I'm not going to give too much away yet, but it's now nearly finished, and I'm hoping that I should be able to get this back within a week or so. Hence part 2 being in a couple of weeks' time. But before that, I've had to do a few bits to get it to how I want it to run. And with that in mind, I've done a lot of research on YouTube on the Big Boy, and it's primarily to do with, or the YouTube videos are primarily to do with the refurbishment of 4T14, and they got hold of this loco and completely refurbished it, and it's now running on their main line in the US. Now it's Union Pacific, and it normally hauls a EMD and 2 water tanks or tenders, and then a rake of Union Pacific yellow cars, or coaches as we call them here in the UK. And that's what I'm going to try and represent. Now I've got everything apart from all the cars. Now I'm going to have to take out a second mortgage to acquire these cars, but I will do it eventually. But for now, what I will be doing is running my freight cars behind it, just for now. But in between the Big Boy and the freight cars, there's going to be the EMD and 2 water tenders. Now the 2 water tenders, I've got my friend Rob, who lives in America. He purchased those for me and he shipped them over, and I am now waiting for them to be cleared in customs at Heathrow. That could take 2 days, 2 weeks, or even more. Nobody knows. It's a luck of the draw. But it arrived in, the parcel arrived in the UK yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, I think. So it's going through the process of going through customs. So any minute now, I should have them delivered. From now until another couple of weeks, I guess. So I'm patiently waiting for those to arrive, and they look like this. and you can see that this particular setup is actually the tenders were taken from other locomotives and painted up with Union Pacific colours, and that's what gets hauled so that it can do long trips across the American tracks without having to fill up with water. Now I know some of you will be saying, well, what's that got to do with me, because it's not even British Outline, it's American. I appreciate that, but for me personally, I don't go by that rule. As you know, I run what I like, and I don't obey the rules, and I just run trains, and trains which I love. So it could be German, it could be, although I haven't got any German, it could be anything. I'm not bothered about showing different eras, different regions, or anything like that. I just put trains on the track and run them because I like them. And to me, that's the fun of my layout. It's certainly not to any specific requirements as regards eras or regions, or anything. It's just a train set, a big train set, and I just run trains with obviously the modelling involved as well, which is the bit I like doing. So that's the reason why I've got the big boy running. Plus I've got also this effort here, which is the F7, and it's the Santa Fe livery, and this particular train is called El Capitan, which ran and in real life. And again, my good friend Rob in America bought me these as a present, the A and B cars, and I bought all the coaches from America and had those imported. Great expense, but they're lovely. They're beautiful coaches or cars. So I've got two at the moment which will run side by side. Probably not, I won't use that P word, hate it. They're probably not correct running side by side, but I don't care. It's my layout, I do what I want, and nobody sees half and a quarter of what I run up here. I just don't bother filming it. I just come up here, run some trains and enjoy myself, and that's really what I think this hobby is all about, is just enjoying yourself. I'm certainly not going to get into doing timetables and going down that route. I mean, to me that is just ridiculous, but each to their own. If you want to run timetables, fine, but that's certainly not for me. So you need to be on the lookout for part 2 of the video, which will show the big boy back here on the layout looking a little bit different. Let's just put it that way. And that's it really. So if I just turn around here, at the moment I've got the this is an Athearn, I think that's how you pronounce it, Athearn loco. It's 6366. It's a C4400, which is typically the buddy for big boy, when it's like a little safety thing where apparently they put this on so that the big boy hasn't got to work so hard, because obviously it's an old loco. They've refurbished it and they want to look after it, which is fair enough. And so they put this behind it so that the big boy doesn't have to work as hard as what it would normally do, putting in all the other stuff. And then in front of this will be the 2 water tenders, and then in front of that will be the big boy. So from the big boy to here is quite a length in itself. Now, because I haven't got the passenger cars yet, I'm going to have to just use my rolling stock, which is the freight cars. But that's okay, I can live with that for the time being until I get the cars. So that's about it as regards part 1 of this video. The next part 2, should prove interesting. If it all pans out like it should do, it will just look bloody awesome. It really will. And I'm so excited about this. I just hope and pray, fingers crossed, that it comes up to my expectations of what I'm hoping for. I'm pretty sure it will. I've got high hopes for this. But let's see, because I don't know. I've seen photographs and a small video of it up to date. It's, I would think, 95% complete as regards what I've had done to it. So we're not far away. So I'm hoping that I will get the big boy back to me within a week or so. By which time I hope that the 2 water tenders will arrive as well. So then I can couple all that up and test it out, and then make part 2 of the video. Okay, so I hope that all kind of makes sense. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited, because I don't think this has been done to a big boy before, not to this extent anyway. But again, I'll explain all that when I've got big boy on the layout. Okay, so that's it for now, and hopefully I will catch you again in a week or so's time with part 2 of the video, where you will see a big boy in all its glory. Okay, so bye for now, folks, and keep watching out for part 2. Bye for now. Bye.